Is Kamaru Usman still a welterweight? Or is he going to continue fighting at middleweight? Now, let's assume you will say he's still a welterweight. Is he a contender in welterweight? Does he have a clear path to a title shot? Okay, now we're on to something. So check this out. Leon Edwards came out recently and had an interview, and he said that there was no more interesting fights for him at 170 after Colby, and that he would not mind taking a shot to be a champ, the first UK champ, and take a shot against Sean Strickland or Dricus du Plessis, depending on who wins. Now, a lot of people are saying this is completely outrageous. I don't think so. I don't disagree with him. We can all agree now that the next one in line is Bilal Muhammad, whether we like it or not. I personally am not a fan. I do think he's a decision fighter. For the most reasons why people dislike him is because, yes, he is a boring decision fighter. And he says some of the stupidest shit and most cringiest things out there. And also the fact that he is a fan of the media and he uses those connections for the media to talk good about him. So yes, you'll see those fighter and analysts from ESPN and they will be the ones to promote him and say like, yep, you're next in line. Yes, you deserve this, buddy. But everybody else, the fan base, including the promotion who looks at the business side of things, they're like, oh, this guy's not popular. We don't really care as much. That's a fact. So yes, would he, based on just results, if this was just about results, it would have been an entirely different sport from the get-go, let's be honest. Now, in a different world, would he have gotten a shot over Colby? Maybe. Yeah, sure. Does he have a better streak than Colby? Better results as of recent, at least? Yes, probably. But the fact is, the way he got to them matters. Like, how you win in the UFC and MMA, it matters. It really matters. It's a big difference if you knock out somebody, if you finish somebody with a submission, or you go to 5 decision victories and you claim yourself. And sorry, the latest thing that he said was, if I beat Leon Edwards for my legacy, that's important. I will be the greatest of all time. Now, I don't know if somebody told him this before, but you don't really decide if you're the greatest of all time. It really doesn't work that way in any sport. But okay, I mean, he has that confidence, or should I say, he can be delusional. But yeah, so we talked about Kamaru, we have Colby, we have Leon. So Leon says there's no more interesting fights. Next in line, we already agree, is Bilal Muhammad, right after Colby. Now, fact of the matter is also, Bilal Muhammad didn't fight for 6 months, and he's willing to wait another 5 months, 6 months, probably 5 to 6 months. Because obviously, depending on how this fight goes, they're not going to be able to fight until April. So he's going to be without a fight for a year. And we're all okay with that, I guess, to wait for him. But it is what it is, right? But the path for Kamaru Usman, and does he deserve? Just because he lost to Chimaev at middleweight, does that eliminate him from the contender now, being a contender in the welterweight division? How does that work? Isn't he, as per Dana White, the greatest of all time? Doesn't he deserve a title shot? And the title shot would be a fight against Bilal Muhammad, which, by the way, would have already happened if he didn't fight Chimaev. But he fought Chimaev, and last I heard is he isn't damaged, he's not hurt. So why are these guys not fighting for a title fight? I'm just asking questions here. Obviously, if Kamaru Usman gave up on the welterweight division, wants to fight in middleweight, this discussion is pointless. But I think he is still a contender in the welterweight division. He has a clear path to a title shot there. And he does not have a clear path at middleweight because he did lose to a top contender. So it's a legitimate question. And second of all, is it outrageous that Leon Edwards says that he wants to be a champ and fight at middleweight? I don't think it is. What's going to sell more? A title, a pay-per-view headlining him defending the belt versus Bilal Muhammad? Or 2 champions? Leon Edwards versus the champion of the middleweight division, Sean Strickland, or Dricus du Plessis? Either or. Great matchup, you would agree. I would love to see that match at middleweight. Leon Edwards, by the way, is 6'2". He can bulk up. He cuts weight for welterweight. He can be a middleweight. He has the frame. He has the skills. He beat Kamaru Usman. Just a reminder, he beat, as per Dana White, the greatest of all time twice. Sure, he lost once, but he beat him twice, as of recently. And we've seen Kamaru Usman do really, really well versus Khamzat Chimaev. So I think he has a pretty good case. I don't think it's outrageous. You want him to fight Belal Muhammad? Sure, go ahead. He can have that. This is his second title defense. He already defended the title once. He can defend it once more, maybe another time. I don't see a problem with that. And his statement is not outrageous. And at the same time, I think we should not forget about Kamaru Usman. He showed he's still very good. Even though he has 3 losses in a row, it sounds crazy, but his recent loss is in middleweight. I don't think that eliminates him from being a contender and fighting for doing a fight which will bring him again to the title conversation. It might be again versus Colby, it might be versus, but why wouldn't we want to see him versus Belal Muhammad? I think it would be a great match. I think a lot of people would tune in to watch that fight. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if it's outrageous for Leon, and why don't we even consider remotely for Belal Muhammad to fight Kamaru Usman? Kamaru Usman doesn't deserve it? What am I missing here? We have to wait a whole year for Belal Muhammad to fight for the title instead of giving a fair chance to Kamaru Usman? Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button for the algorithm and subscribe to Octacage MMA. I'll see you in the next one.